Diplomatic battle to host Eurovision. Ukraine insists it should be held in Kyiv and Downing Street is happy to help hold contest there after UK was named as venue, so will European broadcasters play. The European Broadcasting Union has said Ukraine cannot host the next event. It says there are too many safety concerns while the war with Russia is ongoing. Organizers will now open talks with the BBC about hosting the event in the UK. Manchester and Glasgow are among the early rumored host cities for next, but Ukrainian officials insist they should get the chance to host it despite the war. Ukraine has insisted it should host next year's Eurovision Song Contest after the organizers announced they would look for it to take place outside the war-torn country over safety fear. The Eastern European country said it still wants to host the event, something that would normally happen after its Sindri Kalush Orchestra won this year's show in Turin in May. However, the European Broadcasting Union, EBU, said this morning that it intends to look elsewhere for a venue after discussions with Ukrainian public broadcaster PBC. Traditionally, the winner of the International Singing Contest hosts the next year's edition, but the EBU wants break with tradition, saying that because of the ongoing war in Ukraine it is not safe for it to take place. Instead, the EBU said it will discuss with the BBC whether it will host the event in Britain, after the UK Sam Ryder finished as runner-up. The BBC said it would of course discuss hosting the international event with the organisers, and if it does, it would be the first time the runner-up has held it. This has prompted fury from Ukrainian officials, who insist they should still be given the chance to host the international event, with the country's culture minister calling for negotiations to take place on where it could be held. And Downing Street has come out in support, saying it is the government's firm wish to see next year's contest hosted there, in Ukraine. The bombshell news that the EBU wants to talk to the BBC about hosting the show has sparked rumours that Manchester or Glasgow could host the event, with Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon nailing her colours to the mast early, tweeting, "I can think of a perfect venue on banks." However, as the BBC will host the event, it could take place closer to its base in Media City UK in Manchester, with one source telling Mail Online, there is an arena suspiciously available in Glasgow for May, and Manchester is very handy for the. The public broadcaster of the host nation is expected to contribute between £8.5 million and £17 million to the show, while the EBU itself, which is funded by member broadcasters, will contribute £5 million. The host city is also expected to contribute financially or in kind by covering expenses for security, branding and side events. The bombshell announcement was made by the EBU this morning, giving rise to the possibility of the UK hosting the event for the first time since 1998, when it was held in Birmingham following Katrina and the Waves' victory with Love Shine a Light. This morning's EBU statement said, following their win at the Eurovision Song Contest, Escape, in May, the EBU has been exploring options for the hosting of next year's competition with Ukraine's public broadcaster PBC, who previously staged the event in 2017, and it has become a well-known tradition that the winner of the Eurovision Song Contest hosts the competition the following year, providing certain criteria including ensuring the viability of staging the event and the safety of all stakeholders, including the public. Given the ongoing war since the Russian invasion of this year's winning country, the EBU has taken the time to conduct a full assessment and feasibility study with both PBC and third-party specialists, including on safety and security issues. The Eurovision Song Contest is one of the most complex TV productions in the world, with thousands working on, and attending, the event and 12 months of preparation time needed. Following objective analysis, the reference group, the ESC's governing board, has with deep regret concluded that, given the current circumstances, the security and operational guarantees required for a broadcaster to host, organize and produce the Eurovision Song Contest under the escape rules cannot be fulfilled by UA. The EBU would like to thank UA, PBC for their wholehearted cooperation and commitment in exploring all scenarios in the weeks since Kalush orchestras win on May 14 in Turin and share their sadness and disappointment that next year's contest cannot be held in Ukraine. The ABU has been supporting PBC across a whole range of areas since the invasion. We will ensure that this support continues so PBC can maintain the indispensable service they provide to Ukrainians. As a result of this decision, in accordance with the rules and to ensure the continuity of the event, the ABU will now begin discussions with the BBC, as this year's runner-up, to potentially host the 2023 Eurovision Song Contest in the United Kingdom. It is our full intention that Ukraine's win will be reflected in next year's shows. This will be a priority for us in our discussions with the eventual hosts. In a statement, the BBC said, "We have seen the announcement from the ABU. Clearly these aren't a set of circumstances that anyone would want. Following their decision, we will of course discuss the BBC hosting the Eurovision Song Contest." However, the news did not go down well in Ukraine, Culture Minister Tkachenko Oleksandra, saying it still wanted to host the contest. In a statement released on Telegram today, he said, "Ukraine does not agree with the nature of such a decision, when we were confronted with the fact without discussion on other options. But we strongly believe that we have every reasons to hold further negotiations in order to find a joint solution that will satisfy all parties. We honestly won Eurovision and have fulfilled all the conditions within the deadlines for the process approving its holding in Ukraine. We have provided answers and guarantees on safety standards and possible venues for the hosting Eurovision 2023 in Ukraine is a strong signal to the whole world that it supports Ukraine now. We will demand to chance this decision, because we believe that we will be able to fulfill all the commitments, as we have repeatedly emphasized it to the European Broadcasting Union. That is why we demand additional negotiations on hosting Eurovision 2023 in Ukraine. Downing Street welcomed the possibility of the UK hosting Eurovision if Ukraine cannot, pledging to ensure it would overwhelmingly reflect Ukraine's rich culture, heritage and creativity, but said its first choice was for this year's winners to host it. A number 10 spokesman said, "Ukraine's victory in the Eurovision Song Contest was richly deserved, and as the rightful winner the government's firm wish has been to see next year's contest hosted there. If the ABU decides the competition can't go ahead in Ukraine, we would of course welcome the opportunity to work closely with Ukraine and the BBC to host it here in the UK. But we would be committed to ensuring it overwhelmingly reflects Ukraine's rich culture, heritage and creativity, as well as building on the ongoing partnership between our two countries." Asked if the government would help the BBC with the costs, the spokesman said, "We're slightly getting ahead of ourselves in terms of the process." Ukraine's entry, Kalush Orchestra, surged to the top of the leaderboard this year, with an impressive 631 points. They later auctioned the trophy they received for winning the event to raise money for the Ukrainian army, with the £700,000 raised being spent on buying combat drones. While Ukraine won the contest for the third time since joining the contest in 2003, the UK saw its best result in decades. Sam Ryder, from Essex, wowed the judges with his song Spaceman and finished second with 466 points. The best UK result since Imani came second in 1998 with her song Where. The last time the UK won was in 1997 when rock band Katrina and the Waves performed Love Shine a Light. The UK's second place standing was thrown into doubt after the grand final when it emerged organisers had replaced 6 countries' jury results with aggregate scores after noting irregular voting patterns. But after an investigation, the ABU stuck by its decision and confirmed Ryder as runner-up. If the UK does host the event, it would be the 8th time the UK has done so. It has hosted shows in London, 1960, 1963, 1968 and 1977, Edinburgh, 1972, Brighton, 1974, Harrogate, 1982, and Birmingham, 9th. Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon tweeted her support for Scotland to host the show. She wrote, "We wish Eurovision could be in Ukraine but understand that in circumstances this isn't possible. However, I can think of a perfect venue on banks of the River Clyde. Scottish Government is happy to discuss with BBC, Glasgow City Council, European Broadcasting Union and." She added, "Indeed there may be several possible venues in Scotland, let's discuss." Meanwhile, Bev Craig, leader of Manchester City Council, tweeted, "Hello Eurovision, this is Manchester calling. Not the circumstances that anyone would want given the war in Ukraine. But if it's to be a UK city, I can't think of anywhere better, a great music city and fittingly home to a large Ukrainian community." Among the venues that could host the event are the OVO Hydro Arena in Glasgow, which is the largest entertainment venue in Scotland with a capacity of 14,300 and a clear schedule for the 20,000 capacity O2 Arena in London is another strong contender, with experience hosting large events, as is the OVO Wembley Arena, which can hold 12,500 people. Other suggested host venues include Brighton, which hosted the show in 1974, and major cities such as Liverpool, Manchester or Newcastle. It is unclear at this time how much it would cost to host the event. Azerbaijan spent a reported £48 million holding it in 2012. It is not clear whether the BBC would have to pay for the contest from its current license fee allocation or would be given further money. The UK already spends more on Eurovision than most participants. It is part of the so-called Big Five alongside France, Germany, Italy, and Spain, who each get a free pass through to the grand final because of their financial contributions. The 2021 Eurovision Song Contest, which was held in Rotterdam, Netherlands, ended up costing a total of £16 2 meters, an eye-watering figure that was actually under the original £19.4 million budget. Dutch officials said the city earned £2 3 meters as a result of the show, although they added this was much less than in a normal year as the pandemic and subsequent lockdown kept people away.